Bed toppers are a very popular choice for overlanding, camping, and protecting your gear in general. But if you need one that offers more flexibility and convenience compared to the average setup, this Armadillo Cover X Camper Inflatable Truck Bed Topper in black is a great choice for your 2015 or newer F-150 with a 6.5-foot bed. Now, this inflatable bed topper is ideal for the camper, overlander, or everyday driver that wants the ability to get solid protection for their gear or whatever else is in the back, with the vertical space needed to house more than the typical tonneau cover would. It's also very lightweight and easy to handle, so you can get bed protection needed for any circumstance in minutes with the included electric pump. You can pop it on by yourself and reap the benefits of this cover while not having to worry about too much weight being added to the rear. If you're concerned about your gross weight, especially if you're dialing in your numbers, carry a lot of gear with you when you're overlanding or camping, or you're just concerned about your truck's aerodynamics. Now, this opens up a lot of opportunities for your F-150, so let's start with the protective aspect first. Now, this is super durable when it's mounted up and inflated, being weather and waterproof, resisting any wind, snow, rain, and most importantly, sun from damage or wear over time. That's also an important factor considering that a lot of the time, full-size truck overlanders will use this as a form of shelter when they're out traveling or overlanding in the woods and put a truck mattress back there. So the fact that this is not only protective as far as wear down the line is concerned with this cover itself, it's also a great shelter as well. Now, when it's inflated, this also sits at cab height, making this aerodynamic, reducing drag, and helping with MPG. And again, it won't add too much weight to the back, being only 38 pounds. Now, it also makes it very easy to lift and handle if you ever need to remove it for larger cargo or any other circumstance. And when it's removed, as you can see, it folds down into a compact size, making it easy to store, and it even comes with a storage bag to protect it. Now, speaking of easy, when it comes time to mount this up, it includes a high-power electric air pump with a cigarette lighter adapter. So instead of a manual pump, it's very easy to inflate this and pop it on the back of your truck. Now, as I said, this is very durable for an inflatable top made of a drop stitch fabric interlaced with strong polyester thread to harden up actually when it's inflated. Now, while being tough against any hits, off-road, from branches or other hazards, it's also strong enough to support 250 pounds on top, which is great for cargo, and it includes 4 D-rings on top as well as 2 D-rings on either side that have a force capacity of up to 75 pounds. So that opens up more opportunities when it comes to storage and customizing this for your rig. And the exterior is also UV protected with a PVC coating. It includes clear vinyl windows and even has a rear mesh zip-up window in the back for a little bit of ventilation. Now, the frame and hardware is also made of an aluminum material. I don't have it on the table because of the size of the topper. However, that's all covered in a black powder coat finish as well to protect from corrosion. And this completely clamps on. It requires no modification to install it, making it a very easy install with no questions asked. Now, this is about $1,700, and while it sounds like a lot in the world of bed toppers and tonneau covers or bed caps in general, this is a more economical choice. Now, obviously, tonneau covers, they are more cost-effective for the most part, but aren't as flexible and don't offer as much interior space. On the other hand, traditional bed caps are about 2 to 3 times the price, may require paint, and can be more fragile and difficult to install or use compared to this choice. Now, when looking at all the other inflatable tops, this has a couple standout features compared to the rest. This has an electric air pump, the choice between a rear mesh or a vinyl window, and it sits flush with the cab line for a very sleek look and aerodynamic function. So if those are the few features that you are set on when it comes to a bed topper, then this is going to be a fantastic choice for you. Now, install here is a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and to get it out of the box, the rails installed and the topper inflated and put on the back of the truck, it'll probably take you about an hour to do so. Now, at this point, I'm going to pass it over to one of our installers, and they are going to show you a detailed breakdown on how you can install this on your F-150 at home. So that's going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get to the install.
For this install, you need a ratchet, a 14mm socket, and a cutting tool. All right, today we're going to be installing an inflatable bed topper on our F-150. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is install our foam across the front edge of the bed. Now since our side rails are just raised a little bit over the front, we're going to install this. First, I'm peel back on our protective cover on our double side tape. Center this up and just work your way across the bed. And once you get to the end here, just take a cutting tool or pair of scissors, just cut off the extra. Just like that. So we're gonna get our side rails on now. Now the curved part does go towards the back of the bed. Let's get this set in place. We have our 2-piece brackets. Now both of them have to slide in through the front here, like so. Slide one towards the back, leave one at the front. And we're just gonna get our second half of our clamp. This edge will go underneath the bed here. And grab on like so. Thread our bolt in. We're gonna do the same thing for the back one here. Get our second half of our clamp, slide that under, our bolt through. Then we're just gonna leave both of these loose just so we can adjust the rails where they're going to need to be. Then we'll come back and tighten them after we get our top on. Now we're gonna leave both these clamps loose just so we can adjust the position when we are mounting our top to get the correct spot. Now you can go ahead and just do the same thing with the other rail, and then we'll get our top inflated and get it mounted up here. So now we have our top laid out on our floor. We have our tire inflator plugged into our truck into a cigarette outlet. We're gonna plug our hose into the inflate feature over here and then go on the inside. And we have 4 valves. You'll see 3 here. There's one more on that further panel, and inflate all of these to about 6 PSI. So we'll plug our air hose in here. It says inflate right on the top. So we'll screw that in. Come to one of our panels. Push this in and give that a quarter turn. Lock it in place. So you see here that the pump is on. You'll see the PSI rating here. We're gonna keep pressing the plus button here until we get to the PSI that we want. So we're gonna go up to 6 and then press our auto button and it should start inflating. Now we're gonna disconnect our air hose from this one, put our cap back on for now, and you go ahead and do the same thing for the other 3 panels. Now that we have our top inflated, we're gonna grab a buddy and help us get this mounted up here on our rails. Now we're gonna get our front rail on. Now we're gonna come to our top. We're gonna lift this flap up. You'll see this rail, this piece right here. That's gonna slide into the back of our rail like so. It's gonna go in upside down. And then once we get it slid all the way on, it's gonna flip up and then lock into our side rails. Let's just slide this all the way across. All right, we'll pull that the rest of the way on the other side and then get this in place. All right, now I'm just on the inside here. I have the rail flipped over and I'm just pulling both sides in at the same time, just like so. So now we went ahead and adjusted our rails to where we want them. So we just need to come in and tighten our clamps. We're gonna grab our ratchet 14mm socket and tighten these 2 down. Go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. So now that we have our rails tight, we're gonna come to the side. Now you see I did let some air out just to make this next part a little bit easier. So you see this little black tab here and here. That needs to snap under your rails here and here. So we'll do that now. And then that goes all the way up the side. Now you can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So now that we have this mounted all the way around, we just need to re-inflate all of our pieces to 12 PSI. So I already have this set up. I'm gonna lock this in. All right, put your cap on, and just go ahead and repeat that same process for your other 3 panels. Now we just have to get our back rail in. You'll see this little rounded off nub that'll go towards the outside. Just slide it in one rail. Just need to twist a little bit just to get everything lined up. Lock that in. And we can zipper our windows up. So we have our top one here. So we'll get our first zipper in for our mesh. And we have one to go down the side too. And then our rear window, it's the same thing. 2 zippers going down the side. Get our lower zipper on. And that wraps up our install of our Armadillo Coverex Camper Inflatable Truck Bed Topper, colored black for a 2015 to 2024 F-150 with a 6.5-foot bed. And remember, for everything F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.